Alrighty then, back with another video as we have once again What If Sasuke ate Kaido's Devilfruit Part 5 to be exact. Although I technically always forget what part I'm on, so for all I know this could be like part 100, so take that with a grain of salt. But besides that, let's get started, shall we? But first, the stuff before the video, so as always, before we start, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, sharing, that does help too, and of course, most importantly, enjoy. Now, without further ado, let's get started with playing that in.
Every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it's
Okay, starting things off, Naruto and Sasuke begin fighting Gaara, who's in his base form by this point, and they kind of just dominate him. It's not really much of a fight, it's just a one-sided domination, since Sasuke alone could take him and can it, but the two kind of there just overwhelm him. As Sasuke uses Chidori, which stabs straight through Gaara's chest, causing him to kind of just shut himself up in like this sandball. For this time, when Sasuke tries to punch through, it actually works. The spikes don't really hurt him, and so he actually lands another blow on Gaara. As Gaara sees his blood for the first time ever, and this time, with no one to stop him, he transforms into his Shukaku forms, and would proceed to land his first bit of damage on Sasuke, with a slash to his chest. But overall, the two are alright as the fight continues, with Gaara soon receiving wind slashes from Sasuke that cut through his whole sand covering, which allows Naruto to continuously spam a bunch of shadow clones and hit him 1,000 times for much more damage than in canon. Gaara would also try doing a sand tsunami to wipe out the two in most of the forest, but Sasuke will end up using a powerful blast breath that blasts the hole straight through the attack as it hits Gaara and destroys a few trees behind him, which really hurts Gaara as he gets up and decides that he's going to fully give himself to Shukaku, and does just that, as now we have a giant Shukaku on our hands. As Naruto quickly hops on Sasuke's back as they fly away from a swipe from Shukaku that destroys a few more trees, as the two continue on dodging attacks until Naruto can summon Gamabunta. Luckily, he is able to summon him just in time, and with a little bit of talking, with Gamakichi helping to convince him, Gamabunta battles Shukaku. That basically goes the same initially. Gamabunta does serve as the perfect distraction, as Sasuke is able to fly Naruto straight to Shukaku's head where Gaara would be, as with a powerful throw he sends Naruto flying, him probably waking a bit of Kurama's chakra once again, as he lands a powerful headbutt straight to his head, which would wake Gaara up. From here, Shukaku disappears as Naruto and Gaara fall to the forest as the two duke it out with one final punch from Naruto, knocking Gaara out, with Naruto and Sasuke emerging the winner, thanks to Gamabunta, of course. Gamabunta also follows suit, disappearing, and from here the rest of the invasion basically plays out the same, as after Gaara gets to talk no jutsu, he is now on the good side and now is cool with his siblings. From here we move on to the search for Tsunade mission arc, and it starts out pretty much the same. Hiruzen's funeral, very sad. Itachi and Kisame arriving in the village, and basically proceeds to deal with the Leaf's best jonin like they're nothing, until Guy arrives and scares them off. Mirai is skipping out on being Hokage, instead giving it to Tsunade, but first they have to get her, and also brings Naruto along cause why not. Of course, Sasuke, as in canon from that one jonin, hears that Itachi is back in the village and so proceeds to run off to go and face him. Also, this time there is more of a motivation to actually go and save Naruto since they are friends. but killing Itachi is kind of the biggest part of it still. Anyway, Sasuke arrives down the hall as Naruto is being stared down by Itachi and Kisame. And of course, seeing Itachi again would cause Sasuke to bubble up in anger, probably reopen a few wounds. In a big cloud of steam, he transforms into a dragon. And Itachi is a bit surprised since Sasuke is way bigger than he was before. But is surprised for a second time as Sasuke fires a massive blast breath, this one being much stronger than any he's fired before. Ends up leaving a giant hole in the wall behind them, as also most of the hall is destroyed. But soon enough, a bunch of coils appear behind Sasuke as Itachi would emerge, commenting on how powerful the attack was before launching his own great fireball straight at Sasuke, who would transform back into a human to barely dodge the attack as he still charges up a Chidori to hit Itachi. In that scene basically plays out the same way as in canon, with Sasuke being left in a chokehold by Itachi and is soon placed under a genjutsu as he's just left there. Luckily, before Kisame and Itachi can get away with Naruto, Jiraiya arrives and saves the day, with both Itachi and Kisame leaving through the hole Sasuke made because they don't want to deal with Jiraiya, even though I'm pretty sure they could both take Jiraiya pretty easily. As Guy still arrives and kicks Jiraiya straight in the face and realizes the situation is quite taken care of as he takes Sasuke back to the village. As from here, Naruto still trains to learn the Rasengan, where he would master the first two steps, being able to complete them after some flashbacks. But before he can finish the third, they arrive and find Tsunade. I still offers Tsunade the position of Hokage, and Tsunade refuses and even disrespects Naruto's dream job, which causes him to have the same interaction with Tsunade as they take things outside. Anyways, the fight is pretty similar to as in canon, just Tsunade kind of just dominating Naruto throughout the entirety of their brief scuffle. And in the end, Naruto charges Tsunade with the incomplete Rasengan, although this time it's in a one-tailed cloak for the first time. And so he lends a Rasengan to her gut, which actually succeeds in sending her staggering back, with later Naruto going for a punch, but would soon receive a punch straight to the chin himself as he is sent flying straight into a nearby building. Jiraiya will run to check up on Naruto to see if he's still alive after that, which he would be. Back up, although now blood falling from the top of his head. He soon gets back up and says that he's ready to continue, as Jiraiya would tell Naruto not to push his luck, with him saying that he to even be alive right now. As from here, Naruto and Tsunade still make their bet, with Naruto needing to master the Rasengan in at least a week. If he does, he gets Tsunade's necklace. Of course, Naruto goes to master Rasengan within a week, still figuring out that he can use a shadow clone to help him, so that basically goes the same, as he later shows it off against Kabuto by slamming it into his chest and easily winning the fight. Of course, from here he's later taken out, and the Sannin battle basically goes the same as in canon. Orochimaru ends up getting away, and from here the arc ends the same, with Tsunade returning to the village and she become the Hokage, killing Sasuke and starting to repair Lee's leg with the whole operation. As we now head into the Sasuke retrieval arc. Sasuke does still wake up, and basically things here go pretty similar except for no real feelings of inadequacy. As Naruto, he's just upset on how easily he lost to Itachi, so there'll probably be no fight on top of the roof. There is a little scene of Naruto noticing that Sasuke isn't himself and asking if he's alright. Sasuke just saying that he's fine, although he kinda isn't, but he hides this pretty well, so Naruto's convinced. Soon Sasuke is released, no real talk with Kakashi. But he is still visited that night by the Sound 4. He is still given the same offer as in canon, initially rejects, and would be more persistent this time as he ends up fighting the Sound 4 for a while. He kinda just transforms into his dragon form and kinda wipes the floor with them while they're in their base. Once they enter their curse mark stage 1s and show off how powerful they are by defeating Sasuke, Taya kind of really helping with this as her attacks are mainly genjutsu and sound, and this kind of has the most effect on Sasuke. Nevertheless, this convinces Sasuke as he decides to go with the four. Still encounters Sakura along the way, and we still get that scene pretty close to in canon. Sasuke does still knock Sakura out, saying that he'll be back. As from here, we follow a streak of canon of Sakura soon being found by those two Jonin, reporting that Sasuke has left the village, and of course, the Sasuke retrieval team being assembled. Them all heading out, at first encountering Jirobo. However, Naruto has a bit of access to Kurama's chakra, so his Rasengan would actually be able to break him out. Well, a Vermilion Rasengan, but out as Choji's left to deal with him, and from here, everyone continues to face their original opponents about the same as in canon. Naruto is left to deal with Kidomaru, with the two stopping in the middle of a field. As this fight actually goes pretty well with Kurama's chakra, and now Naruto and his clones being much more powerful are actually able to end an attack on Kidomaru without him just easily going through the clones. Naruto getting to land a Vermilion Rasengan straight to Kidomaru's chest, which sends him flying and nearly kills the man. But he gets back up and goes into his stage 1. Although he does cough up a bit of blood as Sasuke soon arises from the barrel with his new curse mark, with Kidomaru telling him to head to Orochimaru's hideout, saying that he'll be behind him after he's done dealing with the kid, Naruto of course, he doesn't know his name though. As Naruto would try yelling to get Sasuke's attention, even trying to run straight to him, but Kidomaru appears right in front of him. But he would soon feel a sharp pain in his chest as he get a Chidori from Sasuke straight from the back, him saying that the power-up was all he needed, as this would shock Kidomaru. The shock would soon disappear as it turned to him being pissed, been asking Sasuke why, as Sasuke would say that he was never on Orochimaru's side anyway, and so Sasuke just pulls his hand out of Kidomaru's chest with his heart now kind of being destroyed. So he kind of just dies on the spot. Naruto remark on how that was a bit far to Sasuke, saying that he should get used to that. Naruto saying that he's glad he didn't actually betray the leaf, with Sasuke saying that he'd never betray a friend. As the team soon returns back to the village, it being a success, although Sasuke does show a bit of remorse at the people that, kind of got harmed. Of course, as in canon, Naruto is offered training from Jiraiya, this time not with the whole full line and not in the hospital since he's in pretty okay condition. He'll just be at his home, as Sasuke is also there to see Naruto off to his training, when he leaves the village with Jiraiya. So naturally, Sasuke spends his time training under Kakashi, 2.5 years, and Sakura still trains under Tsunade. Going over everyone's time skip stuff, Sakura still goes the same, that doesn't change at all. He basically gets much of the stuff he had under Orochimaru. He still keeps all his Chidori variants, probably doesn't get curing. He still does get stage 2, he gets the dog summoning instead of snakes. He also gets his hybrid form by now. Force goes even bigger in size as he ages. I guess goes stronger. I kind of been inconsistent with that. Also unlock his 3 Tomoe Sharingan by now naturally. Naruto basically gets much of the same stuff as in canon, just now control over at least the version 1 of the Kurama Chakra Cloaks. Said that a bit weird, but we're at the end of the video, who cares? And discovers chakra natures much earlier, so he gets the Rasen Shuriken much earlier in this timeline, because why not? As that will end off everyone's training in this part. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and share. That does help too. With that, see y'all next time, where we hop into Shippuden.